Hi and welcome to another Canadian Odyssey video through Dawn Raider. Today we're going to be looking at the Maritime province of New Brunswick and specifically the beautiful town of St Andrews. The town of St Andrews lies on Passamaquoddy Bay, and this is an offshoot of the Bay of Fundy. Therefore, of course, it is affected by the large tide falls which the Bay of Fundy is famous for. The town itself was founded by the United Empire Loyalists who were escaping the American Revolution.
St Andrews by the sea. Beautiful seaside town.
Unique fish vane on top of that building, but this is just the style that was brought by the settlers back in that period, and the colours, the buildings, everything very much in the style of what you'd expect in Canadian Maritime.
Still whale watching at this time of the year. Well, I guess they're all going south now, get away from the cold.
All the colours and the just the care that's been taken. Murals here, everything was very freshly painted. So the US Today actually called it the best destination in Canada, which is quite a tall order if you look at the rest of Canada, but I have to agree that this town was probably one of my favourites. It's laid out very much in the same grid that was set up in the late 1700s, and there is quite a unique sort of feel of old and new together here. And of course, fish and chips by the sea is absolutely top of the order. And I love some of these Canadian maritime houses. The colours, the styles are very unique to this part of the world. And some of them are very quaint. Some sort of have more of a European feel, like I feel this is sort of something I'd expect to see in Holland or something maybe. And then we're down to the sea. Market Pier, looking back at the town. The tide's right out, and when they do low tide here, it's an industrial level of low tide, believe me. But this is basically looking across the water towards the lighthouse, and of course, while everything's exposed like that, the wildlife takes advantage of it. Here we've got sort of gulls looking across all the seagrass to see if there's anything hiding in there that's worth some attention. And yeah, foraging around before the water comes back in again. You can actually see the tide coming in. We were just sitting there watching it, and it just, yeah, it's moving very quickly. This blue heron's also seeing what it can find. Once again, looking back to the town from out at the end of Market Pier. Be quite a different look when the tide comes in. You can see how tall the piles are for the wharf, and floating pontoons are really the only way to sort of moor small boats, so you can access them at any tide. But you can see the watermarks along the piles about the high water mark. And looking out towards the lighthouse. There it is. Decommissioned back in 1936, but it has been refurbished and recreated as now as a historical site. And down towards the south would actually be Maine, USA. So Passamaquoddy Bay is actually bordered to the south by the US, the rest of it's Canada. And this is looking out from the actual lighthouse position back towards the wharf. and that's out on Paramaquoddy Bay itself. You can't actually see the Bay of Fundy from here, it's beyond the inlet. And swinging around and back to the lighthouse. Quite distinctive, as a lot of these maritime lighthouses are, and in the streets you still see deer living quite happily amongst the people and probably keeping away from predators. Thanks for watching.